I want to hear this guy's constructive criticism.
I know.
You want to drop another copper's name? You want to scream about, Vermont or the mayor? Why don't you shut the up? And you listen, quiet, shut the Put your hands behind your back. Listen. Put your hands behind your back. You want to be difficult? You want to say all these coppers, I know all these things? You want to make us look dirty? Is that what you want to do? So how am I helping you now? Tell me, how can I help you?
I love this guy.
Shut up and let me talk to you, you old geek.
If you're going to serve wings or ranch, I don't want to do business with you. I get up and leave, even if I don't get the wings. It's either blue cheese or wings, so go for wings.
That's right. Never mind who you thought.
Hold up, bro. Hold up. Never mind who you thought it was. This is the Buffalluminati Podcast with your host, Jeff, and my co-host, Jake. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. For the first time, probably ever, I have a topic or two to discuss that Jake here doesn't know about.
Oh.
That's right. Yeah, so...
Well, before we get into that, all right. Well, before we get into it, real quick, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Make sure to comment down below on what we got going on. We'll find a fun topic for everybody to talk about, I'm sure. See what Jeff has, because I don't know.
I was going to plug the socials. I was going to get there.
All right.
I'll let that one slide.
All right. You know what? It's your show today, Jeff. I'm going to stay silent. What do you got for us?
So I found something on Our Buffalo.
Shout out.
Shout out. So I found something on Our Buffalo. It's a video, loosely Buffalo related. So it's not directly Buffalo related like it normally is. We're gonna have to step out of the Western New York area a little bit on this one. We're going to La Crosse, Wisconsin. Looks like this took place on March 9th, 2024. It's a YouTube video. Courtesy of our boys over at Code Blue Cam via Our Buffalo.
Thank you both.
Basically, we got a young man here who is accused of drinking and driving. Very Buffalo thing to do.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, we don't like to claim that stat. But yeah, there's a couple other Buffalo references in there outside of the drinking and driving. So I thought it would be pretty interesting and entertaining to go ahead and take a look at. And you haven't seen this one, so.
No, I have not.
One up on you.
I know. As you know, it's great that, once again, I think I'm going to say it right now, even though it's not our own personal Buffalluminati community, the Our Buffalo community has done a lot for this podcast. Carried a lot of weight. You guys share a lot of interesting stories and happenings. I remember back at the first episode, there was, we covered the story about the missing jacket on Reddit, where Reddit helped connect this guy who lost his jacket and his wallet at the bar. And
oh yeah,
that's what the City of Good Neighbors is all about. Let's see what the good neighbors in La Crosse, Wisconsin are up to, Jeff.
About to see.
All right. And 3, 2, oh wait, not even at the...
On a late evening in March 2024, a 31-year-old male named Travis had been enjoying a night out at a local bar in La Crosse, Wisconsin. After consuming several drinks, he made the ill-advised decision to drive home.
Okay, so my man's got 3 priors.
Moments later, an officer was monitoring traffic.
3.
Saw Travis's vehicle.
You always have quite the clients.
3 of them things.
As a part-time criminal defense lawyer.
I wouldn't take these cases if I didn't think I had some. Oh, here we go.
He then fled on foot from his vehicle and proceeded to yeet himself over a fence.
Yeet, that's an official term.
Did we get it on camera? That's what I want to know.
Did we get the eating on camera? No, the cop was not fast enough.
The cop couldn't eat himself over the fence.
The officer suspected that there might be a rear entrance to the apartment building through which Travis could have entered.
He lives
Potentially.
here.
Allegedly.
So he hopped this fence right here. I got his phone and his hat must have fell off. I'm guessing he ran around the back and went inside. Got the headlight out. And then
How you know that's his hat?
I knew it. There we go. I got the keys.
How's he got the keys to this apartment?
The officer
I have so
saw
many
Travis
questions.
in the hallway, who quickly hid behind a corner but utterly failed.
I mean, it's not the.
You can see his reflection in the other door on the other side of the hall.
Come here. Put your hands. I can see you.
That was like in Signs when the
Our
alien
def-
walks by the bush.
Our defense is not that he's not intoxicated. All right, representing. He's got the good colors on though. Don't seize him.
This is not the first time Bill's hoodie has been held at gunpoint, unfortunately.
That's
As
Yeah.
they took him into custody,
Not as much as a
officers
Detroit
detected a
hoodie.
strong odor of intoxicants.
But-
Wow. Wait, Travis pissed himself.
hey. I would too. There's so letting
Stop. Sure.
aggressive officers.
Hold on. Sit up. Sit on your butt. Sit on your butt. We're gonna help you out. You need your glasses to see?
I don't know if I would classify these guys as aggressive. They're being pretty gentle.
Oh, he's got the Bell's keychain. I didn't even notice.
Hey, no, you don't need to touch my keys. Yeah, I'm not gonna quit.
He's under arrest. It's our property.
It's our property. See, now I got a problem with that.
Hey, what are you
It's
doing?
not your property.
We're gonna go sit in my car.
First off, sir,
What's going on? You're going
it's not
going to
Officer
jail.
Lidansky's
For
property.
running. Don't make it worse.
Here's the problem when you're running from the cops in middle of Green Bay territory and you're wearing a Bills hoodie. That's an easy identifier. That'd be like a Green Bay person running from the cops here.
Sit in there. You guys, what are you doing to me?
I mean,
What are you doing to me? Dude,
what are you doing to me?
Get your feet in there. Dude, what are you doing to me? What are you doing to me? Get your feet in there. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me?
You're under arrest. Chill
For what?
For fleeing.
I didn't do nothing.
what are you doing to me?
No, I didn't.
What's going on here?
He said it like 80 times. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me?
Okay. You can see that he was wearing a hat. Bills.
See, now that's
Bills.
where you went wrong.
He's got slurred speech, odor, alcohol. He peed himself. My neighbor up there can tell, John. Hey, John, I didn't drive. You know, I don't drive. Hey, ask my neighbor, John.
You know.
It's open.
Look, he's trying to drink on the job. Yep, he's about to pocket the koozie.
I was not driving.
Is it a Bills koozie too? That'll be your nail in the coffin. I'm sorry. I'll have to convict at that point. I'll have to convict.
He wasn't driving.
If the koozie don't fit, you must acquit.
There's another Buffalo Bills fan running around here driving your car? No, I'm the only Buffalo Bills fan in the passenger seat. Okay, that's why there's nobody else in the car but you. Oh, there was. No, there wasn't. Yeah, there was.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to see the tape. I got that. You have video
Check tape. You want to check tape?
Sure do, man.
I think I was going to say earlier, and I don't condone doing this, but I was like, if you're ever going to shoplift in Buffalo, wear Bills gear. You will blend in so much.
I know we've talked to each
That's
other.
true.
I like you. About the guy who came and bought your truck. Dude, I like you a lot. Like, I like
Don't shoplift, kids. It's not cool.
Unless it's from a mega corporation like Walmart.
Yep, I'm listening now. Okay. Yep. Sorry, you go.
We don't condone any kind of shoplifting.
This is your opportunity to prove to me. What? This is your opportunity to prove to me.
I'm not going to be held liable for nothing.
And especially, don't be a ranch eater and drive drunk, especially with all the options you have now. Uber, Buffalo still has taxis.
It's your job, but it's.
I have a strong feeling that my client here is a ranch eater, and that's why I'm probably going to drop him.
Well, he has 3 prior convictions of ranch eating. I thought they said at the top of the video.
Yeah, so I'm probably just going to drop him. That video that I saw didn't show him. I didn't see him running from the vehicle.
That's the thing is, I didn't see that, and I didn't see him eat himself over the fence. But you also didn't see him behind or getting in or out.
I mean, that's almost indefensible. Like, if you're going to drink and drive, don't do it with the stuff in the car.
Don't do it, Jeff. Just don't do it.
Oh, I mean, don't drink and drive ever.
Do Do you have any other
Don't drink and drive. Don't eat ranch.
Yep. Sorry. Just hand it in. Okay. So, what I'm going to have you do is stand with your feet together.
Got Saul Goodman as my co-host.
Like I am. Don't do anything else until I tell you to, okay? I'm going to check your eyes.
I love, my favorite part is
like I said, for what, though? This is your
that how he's still trying to do the sobriety test. He's like, but why? I wasn't drunk. He's like, I am drunk. I was not drunk. Like, what do you need to do the sobriety test for if he's telling you he's drunk? That's what another thing I don't understand. He's telling you, I'm gonna fail these, I'm drunk. Why even do it?
Especially now that you're down at the station, you can do the proper court admissible breathalyzer or blood test or whatever.
I want to say I'm sure it's protocol or whatever, but I don't know what it is. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe this officer doesn't know the protocol. He's like, I have to make him do it for whatever reason. He's telling you.
We need a lawyer. Yeah.
Keep looking. You gotta look at my finger.
I thought he flipped him off.
It's not a good day.
We're doing another test before we start.
For what though? Can I ask why?
I already told you once.
I didn't drive. I ran, but I was in the passenger seat because I was told to do what to do.
So I guess you can either
Since 1960, baby, the Buffalo Bills.
So now stay in that position until I finish instructing you.
So 9 and then to the right side.
So what I want you to do while you're walking, count your steps out loud.
1 through 9.
Keep your arms down to your side, and do not stop the test until you think you've completed it.
Roger that.
Does all that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Heel to toe. Nope. You're flip-flop. No, you're not. Never mind. I was flip-flop.
See?
Left foot on the line.
What is that?
Arms on your side.
Don't do that to me.
He's drunk,
Right
and
foot.
you can't be doing that to him.
Give me a shake. Come on.
I'm not
There's the officer administrator. Oh, my bad. Whoops.
Yeah.
What?
He's doing everything he can to use that to his advantage.
I'm asking you because you screwed up once too.
Because you screwed up once too. For a drunk man, this guy's pretty coherent.
No, you know what it is. It's experience.
No, well, he hasn't denied that. You're shaking a lot. He's got a good point.
He's in his head.
Do you understand the test?
When you're giving me tests and you're messing up the test.
You can't get mad at me.
All right. Feet together on the same sides. Can't be in
You
your
can't
pocket.
get mad.
Well, now what they're doing is because he denied the breathalyzer, now they're going to
Hit him with
arrest him
refusal, which is
take him to the hospital for
Yeah.
blood draw, I assume.
yeah.
We're going down to the hospital.
For what? Being drunk? Yeah,
For a blood draw.
yeah, but
I'll explain it once we get down there.
like I like you guys a lot, but this makes me not like you guys. This is
Same, brother.
This is so
Same.
I tell ya. I hope you don't vote for Biden. Probably Biden is for
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
Jesus.
somebody tells me that.
Hold on.
He would have had a stronger defense saying, you're doing this because I'm a Bills fan.
Yeah,
I bet you're a
Yeah.
Packers fan.
Oh, God. Yeah.
That makes sense.
He said,
What I do.
Not
I
this
bet
is
you
this is a
fucking-
political witch hunt.
I bet you voted for Biden doing this to me.
I'm gonna hold my story.
My
Like,
rights.
like I said, I got a headlight out in my car. Did you notice that I have a headlight?
Yeah, I did. That's
Don't admit to more crimes. What are you doing?
I do think I would
And then you ran away.
Cop already did know that, but
from the
He-
driver.
You think I'm blind?
He said I have a headlight out. Do you think I would drive with a headlight out?
Right now, are recording
Sure,
me.
solid defense.
I tell you what, if he's been through this as many times, 3 times, and does have an attorney like he says, he hasn't learned a damn thing because he is talking a lot.
Yeah, he thinks he can use his, like, the lawyer's tactics in the moment, but that's just not how it works. Like,
Yeah, no, you have to shut up and let the lawyer do his job.
yeah.
Travis was charged with felony
That makes it
counts
look
of
really short.
operating while intoxicated. 4th offense, operating with prohibited alcohol content. In misdemeanor, resisting obstructing an officer. He also earned himself over $400 in
That's it.
citations. Ultimately, he was
That's
released a few days later on a
surprisingly low.
$4,000 signature bond.
All right, Jeff. Good video. That was a bit of a ride. Like you said, a bit of a departure from the city of Buffalo, but the connection is there from this fine, upstanding young citizen. He's a ranch eater. That's all I can say. What a ranch eater.
100%. I mean, I can't even defend him anymore. You know, no client of mine would talk that much. Yeah, just terrible.
Yeah.
It sucks, kind of, that we're always associated with stuff like that, even when we're not in Western New York.
Right.
I wish I knew more of this kid's backstory, as sad as that probably sounds, because maybe he's from Western New York, or...
Well, what's his name? We can do a little dive.
A few moments later.
Jeff, I found him.
Huh.
I found Travis on Facebook. I'm not going to put him on blast for the whole world to see. But just looking at his pictures, he is a very dedicated Bills fan.
He would have to be with the chain. And...
That is, like, his cover photo is, I don't know if it's him at Bills Stadium or if it's just a picture of, but like from a game. But yeah, that's wild. Why the Bills fans? Bills Mafia's just got to do better. I get that we're the, the table jumpers and Pinto Ron and all of that, but there's still no excuse to drink and drive. And I don't mean to imply that Pinto Ron drinks and drives. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
And what was his name? Travis?
Yes.
Travis here needs to do all of that and get to Highmark Stadium, because we need more men.
That is true.
For the good. If you want to drink, we need you on the good tide, jumping through tables, spraying ketchup and mustard on that one weirdo, doing all that stuff. We don't need you drinking and driving, getting arrested with Bills gear on, giving us all a bad name.
Right, especially in Packers territory. Like, they're already looking for a reason. Not that they got any room to talk right now. They're not looking too hot,
Hey, they're on the upswing.
Okay. But yeah, that's a real bad look. And, in Packers country, even they, like, you stick out like a sore thumb. Bills hat, Bills hoodie, Bills keychain. Like, whose car was it? Whose car was it? It was that guy in the Denver hoodie.
It's just right. But, dude, definitely didn't do himself any favors, nor did he do Buffalo any favors.
Right. But luckily, he does not represent the good neighbors as a whole. It's just the Bills Mafia, unfortunately.
It's a bad neighbor right now.
Yeah.
It's
bad
a
neighbor. Ranch eating bad neighbor.
Bad neighbor.
An egg sucking dog. A ranch eating bad neighbor. All right, Jeff, it's your episode. We're taking over. So what do you got for us next?
Well, coming up here in more local territory, there's a story from a few years ago coming back about former senator, current judge, Mark Grisanti, who has just been kind of acting a fool and just all types of general tomfoolery and malarkey.
More ranch eating behavior?
Yeah, more ranch eating, more bad neighboring. But this is directly affecting our community, not, off in Wisconsin where we don't really care. And this guy holds power in our community, which is a problem. But it looks like he's been censured, going back to 2020 when he got in a little scuffle with one of the local law enforcement officers outside near a vehicle while he was shirtless. So
I know exactly the incident you're talking about. Like you said a few years ago, this is viral in the area. So
right outside of what it looks like is his beautiful home that he does not deserve.
I mean, if you're going to be a bad neighbor, not that anyone deserves to be homeless, but keep the neighborhood nice.
So it looks like we do have some footage.
Yeah. Shout out to Law and Crime Network
of the incident. Yep. Law and Crime.
Yeah. Like I said, but they just posted about this 4 days ago. I'm wondering if it's because they had the final update on it being censored, but
I'm sure.
Yeah. Shout out to them. I know they do a lot of work in this area with body cam footage and following up and getting all of this footage, not only acquiring it, but then compiling it and publishing it for everybody to see. So great channel, and also great title for this video. Shirtless Judge shoves cop for arresting his wife after brawl with neighbors.
Just general bad neighboring once again.
Yeah. Just ranch eating behavior.
And then he accosts law enforcement. Imagine if he wasn't a judge.
Right. It'd be more than censuring, I'm sure.
They would have censured him right there on the spot.
Yeah. They would have censored. Yeah.
If he was not a judge,
yeah,
he'd have been censored on the spot. Censured.
Yeah. Probably both. A
little bit of both.
Yeah. All right. So you ready, Jeff? We can get going on this?
I'm ready. Let's lock in on the Shirtless Judge.
All right. Let's hit play now.
Rip my friggin' chain off.
Ripped his friggin' chain off.
Oh.
Judge is in hot water after getting in a
the audacity
brawl with his neighbors.
And he friggin' whacks me, like slaps me across the face. Okay. So I'm like, are you friggin' kidding me? You ripped my friggin' necklace off. Okay? So I friggin' push him.
I can tell you from experience, listening to that man's voice, he has a drinking problem. He not only is drunk now, he has a drinking problem.
I like how you switched from defense to prosecution on this one.
Listen, man, you attack law enforcement.
Listen, listen. Push your back. Listen.
This is New York State Supreme Court Judge Mark.
I appreciate that. The cops say, shut the fuck up.
They said they have to call 911 for an idiot neighbor across the street where they have 4 cars on my side parking, and 2 of them are blocking my driveway.
I'm gonna have to cut out the address on this because it's too local. We know exactly where you could go for that.
I have daughters and sons and son-in-law that are police, that are the fire department.
Heaven forbid if he still lives there.
Whatever it's worth, the mayor's not doing things.
Grisanti is in a white t-shirt and his wife is wearing bright pink. You can see them across the street from the camera, standing in their driveway.
You can see them in their driveway, which no one is blocking.
I was about to say, hold on a second.
Where you see the neighbor take a swing at Grisanti. Soon, the brawl spills over into the street and continues on. Grisanti and his neighbor eye to eye. Eventually,
to be one of those neighbors, just being able to sit on your front porch and watch your.
Here's some audio of the argument.
That's a state senator and judge, or former state senator.
Another neighbor who saw the fight going down called 911.
Look at her getting all emboldened. She's like, the cops are here now. My husband's a judge.
Rip my friggin' chain off.
Okay. Yeah, you got it all that camera.
All right, step.
Chaos, just chaos. So great. It's so great.
And this kind of goes back to the conversation that I think you and I had the other day, where I was like, the problem with people buy a house, they think they own the whole neighborhood. And that's exactly what the judge is doing in this case. Oh, they're blocking my driveway. Why? Because he's parked in front of your house and you don't like it?
Neighbors from across the street
Get out of here.
Their truck really was in the way of the driveway.
No. Truck right there? Okay, I didn't think so.
They're Karens.
But this conversation...
Yeah.
Oh, and I wonder why they don't like the neighbors.
They stop and says that.
I was about to say something myself, but yeah.
Disgusting. And you're under arrest.
Oh,
She
okay.
shoved the cop too. She shoved the cop too. They didn't say nothing about that. She's shoving police. She's resisting arrest.
Grisanti himself
Oh.
shoves the officer who's cuffing his wife.
You better get off my wife. Let him arrest me. I don't care.
Dude, get off my wife.
Okay, push your hands behind your back.
I will.
Yeah, I will as she balls up her fist.
But soon she's
You're gonna be sorry. Say it, dude. Tell him I'm a judge.
Video from their phone or from the camera. They friggin' 3 of them pushed
Here it comes.
So I cross the street, rip my shirt off, friggin' rip
I mean, threatening to send your son.
I sure ranch and am.
Yeah.
My daughter and my
You can tell they already know who he is, because if it was anybody else, that guy would have tackled the hell out of the
My
judge.
daughter and my son-in-law are both Buffalo police officers.
wife, you're gonna be sorry. My son and my daughter.
That gives you the right to act the way you do?
Right.
You need to get the. If you don't get the cops over right now, you're gonna have a problem. We're not doing that. We're not threatening that. You need to get the cops off her. She's gonna sit in the back of the car right now.
Yeah, look at you.
I like this guy. That's what we're gonna do.
Call who you need to call. I'm gonna be calling right now. I have no problem with that. Okay.
So that's
Imagine a judge
Yeah.
being in that situation at all.
Also, calling your, like, that's bad enough. You got a family member that's a POS, like, that's always calling because the cop thinking you can get him out of stuff. But to have it be a judge that should know better, like, that's got to be a headache.
These guys are, but Maria's in the back of the car. Where does your daughter work for? She's in B district. My son's in C district.
I'm going to drop every name as if that's going to help my case right.
He friggin' whacks me, like just pushes me backward. I'm like, dude, you need to like calm down. You need to calm down. I friggin' back up. I'm grabbing her.
The thing that is, like, you know, this is a judge and a senator, someone that's supposed to be able to speak clearly and eloquently, and he just sounds like any other drunk at the tailgate or at the bar.
And don't give me that these are people too. No, you're held to a higher standard when you take that job, whether it's a police officer, whether it's a senator, judge.
Right.
You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do this.
That's true. Yeah.
I love, it's hilarious watching the video and then hear him say what he said happened.
Yeah.
Which is
Or that
nothing
he's
like
still
what the fuck.
insisting that they're blocking the driveway, which they are not. Is it a little tight? I'll give it to him, but illegal? No. I've had to contend with that, you know, especially in the city.
They can't wait to start trouble.
They can't wait to start trouble. That's why their cars were parked out here, and I ran across there to start trouble.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they can't wait to
that's
start
why I
trouble.
sent my wife to go beat up his wife.
They can't wait to start
Even though they went across the street at the same time.
I know.
They were like literally gassing themselves up in the driveway, pointing and doing all this, and then went over there
I called and said,
all gung-ho.
I'm talking like this, can friggin' punch me in the face, and I'm getting a fat lip.
Oh, you talk like that because you're a drunk imbecile.
I wouldn't have my friggin'
No, it's my fat lip. It's you see how big, bleeding and swollen.
I don't friggin' normally friggin' talk like this, but you just punched me in the friggin' lip.
Yeah. You
I'm
get
not
punched,
drunk.
you get punched in the lip, you just swear a lot. That's how.
Get around in the car and I'll bring her inside. And I didn't mean to tackle you, but I mean, you kind of threw my wife down on the ground pretty hard, and I don't appreciate that.
I understand that.
All right? I really don't. If I would do that to your wife,
You assaulted a police officer, sir.
Show a little constructive criticism, dude. Okay. Let me give you some constructive criticism.
I want to hear this guy's constructive criticism.
I know.
You want to drop another copper's name? You want to scream about Buffalluminati or the mayor? Why don't you shut the up? And you listen, quiet. Shut. Listen. Put your hands right back. Listen. Put your hands right back. Okay. You want to be difficult? You want to say I know all these coppers, I know all these things. I want to make us look dirty. Is that what you want to do? So how am I helping you now? Tell me, how can I help you?
Dirty? I love this guy.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to this guy.
A cop. So let me talk to you, guy. Let me talk to you, guy.
Oh, I want to see that whole thing.
I want that dude's name. I want him to receive all the medals.
One more try.
You know he was probably fired.
Yeah, I can hear her.
It's like, you want to say you know all the coppers and all this? You want to make us look dirty?
Yeah.
I love
You know
that
what?
man.
But he blocks driveways, and they did it with all 4 cars tonight. So, yes, I was wrong.
What was he talking to there? Was that the mayor?
No, I think that was his like son-in-law or son or whatever.
I shouldn't have mentioned the mayor's name, but I did. That's probably why. Maybe it's a big thing. Like they're really not supposed to. That's why he was just harping on my kids are cops.
Yeah.
Instead of dropping the mayor's name or saying he's a judge.
It seems like the cop took offense because he's trying to get out of it by saying like, hey, you know, I'm friends with law enforcement, you know, cut me a break. And he's like, so you're implying that we're dirty enough to do that. Like you're calling us dirty. You're trying to make us look dirty. Like we're not playing that. So good on him.
I love how he was probably standing there the whole time, listening to that bullshit story, just seething.
Yeah.
It's like, and then he finally just had enough and was like, you know what, dude? He's like, why don't you just shut the fuck up?
Once again, you just show a still of like this security camera footage. Like, hey, that's a former state senator and a current state Supreme Court judge. He looks like an old drunk geezer, like the cop said. Care who
he
you know.
literally looks like your drunk neighbor who has an attitude problem, and that's what he is to his
neighbors.
neighbors.
And start shit with the neighbors.
Exactly, for no reason, because all you actually care about is sitting around all day getting drunk.
Yeah.
But you would need stuff to, I guess, stimulate you so you get all upset. Find issues with stuff you don't really care about.
Yes.
I can't imagine what that household is like. They're both just in there drunk, getting each other gassed up over dumb shit.
Right, yeah.
It's never a good combination.
He won't be removed as a state Supreme Court judge, but he did receive a formal statement of disapproval for his actions. Reporting for Law and Crime, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Yeah, that'll teach him.
It was one thing to hear that. Like when I first heard that it was censored, I knew that wasn't enough. But after like seeing the footage, it's like, bro.
Yeah.
Like if we're talking about the justice system, one thing the justice system should be doing is making sure that judges aren't doing that.
Right.
And getting away with it.
Trying to pull rank and shit like that.
At least one main aspect of the justice system should be maintaining the integrity of the justice system.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's the opposite. It's the opposite of that.
You know, I saw a TikTok the other day of just a regular patrolman pulling over his commanding officer that was driving an unmarked Charger. He said he was going like 100 and a 40 or something like that, just like whizzing through. And it showed the body cam footage. He walks up and he like the cops just got like the dumbest, like, you know, like caught red-handed look on his face. And his underling just goes, really? Like, but it was one of those things. The cop did not pull rank. He accepted, you know, that it's what it is. And they both walked away. And I was like, those interactions I can appreciate. You got to hold each other accountable or else it turns into lawlessness on its own.
Exactly. And that's how it should be. Like, oh, man. Like, are you serious? Because you don't want that to happen. You don't ever want to catch another cop doing something like that.
Right.
So that's exactly how it should be. Like, oh, man, because you didn't want to catch your brother doing that. And now you got to bust your brother. Yeah. So that's the exact reaction it should be.
Right. Now I got to tell mom. But
right. Not none of this. Well, maybe we don't go all the way with this. Maybe we just let this slide. Like, no.
Yeah.
That's the problem, because if it were anybody else, you would. And we've both probably been given lots of, you know, warning, second chances by cops. But again, we're not cops. We're not judges.
Yeah. There's not a card I can pull unless I buy one of those special stickers.
Right. And then the one thing too, when you see stories like this, like there probably are people that are like, we'll give him, everybody deserves a second chance. How do you know this is his first thing? Like, how do you know he hasn't been just warned or let off before? Because my assumption would be that he has, especially when you're going to pull that. Well, my kids are cops. Well, so if this is really chance 10.
Yeah.
You're beat.
Are you implying that there's other incidences with Mark Grisanti being a drunk fool?
Well, I mean, I wish they would have covered it in that video because they did a really good job. But probably it's a little bit out of their realm because there's no body cam footage for this. But yeah, apparently back in 2012, I'm sure a lot of people remember hearing about him in a scuffle while he was a state senator, in a scuffle at the Seneca Niagara Casino, where he said that he was just protecting his wife. Similar to this story here.
I say there appears to be a theme.
Yeah, I was protecting my wife. I didn't do anything wrong. But some other witnesses report that he was the instigator in the situation. He said, I didn't throw any punches. If I punched anybody, it was while I was flailing, trying to defend my wife.
The Draymond Green defense.
The Draymond Green classic.
Yep.
But the wife of one of the men in the argument said that she was hit by Mr. Grisanti as she and her husband were leaving. So they were leaving, according to her. They were leaving, and Mr. Grisanti struck her. So, and there are also reports of people saying he insisted, "Do you know who I am?" So
that's the one thing that does not fit his MO. It's, do you know who my son is? Do you know who my daughter is?
Well, see, that's probably what happened.
Yeah.
He probably learned from this time. Not a whole lot, but at least that one thing he learned not to drop his.
Yeah.
Because he lost his senatorship or whatever. So yeah, he probably learned his lesson, was like, well, I don't want to lose my judge seat. I'll just say, you know who my kids are.
Yep.
Hey, this guy, I mean, he looks like a piece of trash. You just look at pictures of him.
Right.
Pictures of his face. He looks like a swindler.
Right, yeah. I mean,
he looks like just a
he looks like,
ball.
yeah, the shady senator, this shady judge. How much money do I have to give him to get my case, bungled enough that it's, got to throw that out.
Here he is in this photo, seen in an ill-fitting jacket, like an ill-fitting suit jacket, standing, and it's unbuttoned. What kind of trash is that?
Was he in the mafia?
It looks like it in this photo.
But yeah, just a bunch of crime today on today's episode of Buffalluminati Podcast. Jeff, thank you for bringing this episode, man. I not a lot of work for me to do today, with our research, but hey, I appreciate you, and I hope you bring more goodness like this to whenever you got something, feel free to jack the podcast.
Yeah, man. I always mess with the true crime and crime podcasts and things in general. I know you do too.
Yeah.
So I felt like that was pretty good. It was right up our alley. Not saying we're going to become that podcast, but I do watch a lot of those podcasts, and that is good content.
It is our job to let all the good neighbors know about all the secrets that the bad neighbors are trying to keep from them. And, we're just trying to make a better place. We're trying to make people more aware of the area, good and bad. We cover a lot of good businesses. We've done JP's, the Fair, Lock 34, or Talk 716 days. We're hitting a lot more places. If you would like us to come to a podcast from your restaurant or business, make sure to email us at buffalluminati@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe on the Buffalluminati YouTube channel, Facebook and Instagram at Buffalluminati. Let us know what you got going on. And once again, thank you to the community of our Buffalo for providing us with some great content to go over, because, it's a fun community.
Love our Buffalo, even when it takes us to our Wisconsin.
Exactly, yeah. You know, they're praised. They know what's going on. They got a lot of feelers out in a lot of different places, and that's a good thing to have. It's a good community. But with all that said, Jeff, since this is your episode, you want to take us out?
Yeah, man. You know, like I said already, this was obviously a fun one to cover. I really appreciate the true crime element to this one. Don't really appreciate the greasiness of our local officials, but I really enjoyed this one. I can't wait to keep doing some more of these things. Don't forget to check out them socials, Buffalluminati on Instagram, Facebook, all them other places. And I'm ready to sign off whenever you are, brother.
All right. It's been the Buffalluminati Podcast. We'll see you.
Peace.